Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well on what is this first Sunday of the FIFA World Cup. Hope those who partake have enjoyed it so far. Hope your country wins and advances to the next round. The U.S. had a great game the other night, beating Paraguay 4-1 as I'm recording this. Germany's beating Curacao 4-1. So, see how that game goes, what they finish with. But yeah, it's the World Cup. Really excited. I do really like soccer, especially international soccer like that. Especially World Cup, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's just something about it. It's a real joy to watch and see, your nation and other nations compete. Get some national pride, something about it. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is it's a hobby update. And I've got 5 models pretty much finished for you guys, minus a transfer and some basing. But they're finished. I don't know if they're showing up in shot at the moment. They may be over here. I don't really know. I can't see my phone at the moment. Yeah, they're showing up over here. So it's my Bretonnians, painting the Men-at-Arms. This is the guy that I had finished last week with the freehand shield. Just looking at it, how it's a little wonky at the top, but yeah, that's him. Finished him up. And I worked on the rest of the command, and then 2 guys armed with spears. So here's my musician with his torch, which I thought about trying to do the Mission symbol on this banner, whatever it's called, technically hanging down from the horn, but that's just too wrinkly. The way it's shown on GW's website is it's just quartered with the colors of the red and black for the for that particular Duke, whose name I cannot remember, Gaston or something maybe. Let's see, I've got it right here in the book, or in the instruction manual. The Duke of Castile, or Duke Castile of Brion, the Red Hand is his name, is the red and black color scheme that they have. I thought about doing yellow and black for Mission, but Mission, it's a yellow field, or it's a black fleur-de-lis on a yellow field. So I decided not to quarter it. I just left it yellow and then darkened it down with some Nuln oil. But happy with how he came out. I'm happy with how all of these came out for the most part. The freehand on the shields of these 2 Men-at-Arms, I'm going to get better at doing the fleur-de-lis eventually. But my headcanon will be, it's the peasants version of the fleur-de-lis, of like what it looks like to them, like drawing it from memory. Say they can't look directly at it, or directly at a lord or knight with it on, or whatever, and they're drawing it from memory. So, and they're not artistically inclined. That's the headcanon I'm going with. Up next is, I believe it's the Grail Monk. Let's see, got the rule book right here, or what it is right here beside me. He is, yeah, Grail Monk, Men-at-Arms Grail Monk. Got him painted up. He looks to me a lot like John Candy. I don't know how well that face shows up, but I tried to do the fleur-de-lis on that shield here, but it just didn't work out. But it's kind of dark. You can kind of see it underneath the yellow paint somewhat. I didn't get a good enough second coat on there, but happy with how he turned out. I tried to not have his cassock or cloak or his robe look as patchy as it does. I tried to do 2 good coats, or a good coat on it, but it came out where it looks threadbare in some spots, and others it's thicker and not as worn, so that's fine. You're gonna see a mix of the same colors on these guys. They're peasants, so I didn't want to do them up in bright colors or anything. GW has it to where, and I've seen other people on like Reddit and the Facebook page for the Old World and the Bretonnian page on Reddit or forum page, I don't know, whatever you call it, on Reddit, subreddit, that's it. Where they do the clothing, say like I would, for me with Mousillon, I would do yellow and black or just yellow. But I don't feel like doing that with these guys. I want them to look like peasants, so they're going to have browns. It's basically nothing but browns with colors of yellow and black here and there. So, nothing crazy. I may do some greens, tie in some greens, because green in Bretonnian lore is a peasant's color, but it's also a spiritual / mystical color for the Lady of the Lake. Knights look down on it, with the exception being the Green Knight and Grail Knights. So it's usually left to peasants besides those two specific situations. Here's my banner bearer. I'm gonna put a fleur-de-lis transfer on here. I've got some transfers from the box set that these guys came in. As you can tell, they're mostly Gastil or Brion's axe symbols. But there's some fleur-de-lis down here that I'm going to use for the banner. I thought about doing that before filming this video, but I figured I'd go ahead and get the video out. But I'm happy with the way it came out. I had some wash set too long right there, but that's okay. Just spot a shadow or dirtied up or whatever, however you want to call it. But yeah, happy with the way he came out. I'm not really worried about highlighting up the yellow or any of the colors on these guys, just because they're peasants. They're men-at-arms. They're basic infantry. They go around in big blocks, and I'm not worried about how they look or don't look or whatever, because I mean they're going to be removed in big numbers probably as they die. So I'm not worried about doing highlights and stuff like that. That's why I'm using mostly contrast paints. But yeah, happy with how he turned out. And then up next is the first of the two men-at-arms. His fleur-de-lis turned out a little bit better. The line, I gotta get my line, practice doing lines, because they're not as straight, and like I can't do the point as well as I want it to be. So I gotta either get a better brush or just practice, be a little more patient. But you can tell what it is, 3-foot rule and all of that. You know, and like I said, the peasants painting up the fleur-de-lis as best they remember it or can recall it. But yeah, see, same mixture of browns and everything. So there's the first one. And then here's the next one. This fleur-de-lis is crooked at the top, just with the way I paint, and I guess with the way I was holding the shield to me. It's a little cattywampus, and it doesn't even look the same, or quite the same as this one. But that's all right. I guess painting to my left or to my right from the left or something, my stuff's off a little bit. But like I said, it's the peasants painting it, not me. Or the peasants painting through me, I guess. But yeah, the only highlights I did, like I said, I'm not worried about doing highlights. That's why I'm using contrast paints. Is the skin. I've heard plenty of expert painters, and especially army painters, talk about faces and bases. Those two areas, that's where people's going to look typically when they pick up a model, or that's what they're going to see. So that's, if you want the model to look just a little bit better than just base base coats in a wash or just base coats. Paint, you know, on the skin, on the faces and everything, and I did the hands as well because there's not a ton of exposed skin on these guys. But and I'm going to do their bases probably after I finish this video. Probably try some AK Interactive muddy ground I bought at Adepticon. I hadn't used it yet. I got it for these guys. That's what I want to use as the base basing material. So yeah, so that's them 5 painted up. They'll line up something. I hope this is well enough in shot. Yeah, of course they won't be on their cork bases, but they'll line up, or their cork stands, I should say, not bases. Something like this on the battlefield for the front rank. And I can't wait to see them all painted up and lined up and ready to go. I've got 12 more to do, and I've already started on 3 more because I had some extra yellow on my palette and I didn't feel like wasting it. So I painted up the shields on these guys, and I'm going to go back and straighten out these fleur-de-lis and everything because they're looking kind of wonky, more so than usual. This guy's is really tall for some reason, I don't know, but yeah, clean up the line work and everything and go back in and fill in the black better. But I've started with these 3 for the next 6, and probably after I do the basing and the transfers, after I finish this video, I'll start working on the other 3 today. The weekends is where I can get most of my painting in. I try to do a little bit in the evenings after I get off work, but I've either got something to do or I'm just tired, so I'm not doing a ton then. Excuse me. So the weekends is, and we had to work 5 days this week instead of just the typical 4 we've been working, so I didn't get to paint as much Friday as I wanted to. But yeah, so this is a video from me, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It gets the video out there to more people. When I base up these 6, so probably next week, I'll by next week I'll base up these 6 and have the fleur-de-lis transfer on the flag, and I'll show off what that looks like, probably with just the bannerman. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.